Right after I finished recording one of my more recent videos, I started thinking, wouldn't it be cool if you could create a stutter effect using LFOs? I played around with the Deluge a little. Turns out that you can do this, and it works out too. So I haven't heard the results yet of what I'm doing today, but you have, so hopefully we landed on our feet. But I'm going to cover a lot of different features and cover a lot of ground with this one, so let's dive straight into it. I have the Synth Audible Deluge. It's got firmware version 4.0, and I'll create sort of like a backing melody track using one of the preset synths. So when you start it up, you start in a synth channel. I like preset synth number 5. I also like turning down the resonance, and it sounds like this. And I'm going to record something simple. And I'll set a rhythm. Oh crap, I need to get out of here. Set the rhythm to maybe 80. I'll start the metronome by pressing shift and tap tempo. And let's record something. And that's plenty for now. I'm going to turn it down a little. Shift and sideways scroller to set the length to 1 bar. Whoa, I don't know what happened there, but let's turn off. Oh, that was dumb. Okay, set it to 80 BPM. Turn off the metronome. That sounds a little bit more reasonable. And I'm gonna press shift and sideways scroller to double this in length, and then do that again. And then I'm just going to change the bass notes of the second half. So this should sound alright. I'm just going to tweak the sound a little to make sure that it sounds good. The attack, for instance, is a little too fast, a little clicky. Lower the low pass frequency. I'm also going to tie the low pass frequency to LFO 1. Maybe a number of depth of 10 or so is fine. And then I'm going to press shift and LFO 1 and slow down the LFO to 10. Let's see what it sounds like. Can slow it down a little bit further. Okay, and I'm going to add some delay. This is not going to be very loud. I hope. Maybe the depth is a little too big for the frequency LFO. Something like that. Okay. That's cool. We can have this playing in the background. Then we need some drums. So a new track, click anywhere here. Shift kit. And by pressing... Oh, right. So this takes me into where I keep my file. So if we're in the browse function, and I'm going to scroll until I get to Simon. That's where I keep a lot of my samples, because that's my name. And I'm just going to... That's a cool kick drum that I have sampled. Okay. Click anywhere here, and then the kit button, and then let's add a snare drum. I like this one. And kit, let's find a nice hi-hat. I think this one's good. Alright, one more. This one, the VL1. I guess it's a hi-hat sample, what it's supposed to be, but it sounds very clicky and cool. And then I'm gonna add some delay to this one. Alright. And then I need to record a beat, so let's try that. enough. Yeah, okay, let's add some VL1 sounds. Maybe we should add a tom. Yeah, this one. And add some decimator, I think this is. Add some reverb to the snare. Clicking this button cycles between small, medium, and large. I want it to be large. I also want to transpose the snare a little, detune it. So while this is selected, I'll press Master Transpose, this one here. Dial this down to -5 or 6. Yeah, that's pretty cool to me. Then we can turn this up a little. Add another synth. This time I'm going to add a new synth, and by pressing Shift and let's see, synth mode, I'm going to take this to FM. I'm not an FM synth buff by any stretch of the imagination, but you can just tweak the parameters and typically it sounds pretty good. So it starts with that very simple sine wave, and I'm going to see if I can play with the feedback. And then FM mod. Cool. We can change the envelope a little. Oh, sorry, not that one. This one. Turn down this instead. And the attack. Just adjust these a little. And change the delay. Turn it down a little. Record something. I messed that last part up, but I think that's okay. Let's see if I can adjust it. If I press Shift and sideways scroll bar. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to press sideways scroll bar and play, I meant. Adding a few few notes here and there, see what it sounds like. Since we're using the FM synth, we can tie some of the feedback parameters to maybe the random, dial that up a little, and hopefully with each pressed note it will do something different with how it's being modulated. Add some reverb. Some more delay. Obviously, by pressing and turning the sideways encoder, you can zoom in and out of your arrangement, and you can see which fraction you're using. 16th is where we should be. Alright, cool. I'm gonna add another synth track, and I'm gonna start a new one, Shift and Synth. And that's a pretty harsh sounding one, so if we just use a little bit of the low pass filter. And I'm gonna tie the pulse width, turn that up a little, and then also tie it to random, just to make sure that the sounds evolve and feel a little bit different over time. Something like this. And I'm gonna record that already, even though, I mean, it's a very, very simple rudimentary sound. But we're gonna do some magic with it soon. But let's just start by recording something that sounds right. Far from perfect, but we can change some of the notes that landed on weird places. Cool, and I'm going to change the envelope a little, increase the release. Let's change the frequency and make sure that it's tied to the LFO. So I'm going to dial this all the way up. So if we play this back, it will sound like wee wee wee, because it's essentially like turning the low pass filter all the way. Not very interesting or beautiful sounding yet, but check this out. If we change the shape of the LFO from a triangle to a square, then it should go from being completely silent to full depth of the low pass filter. And the cool thing with this is, compared to an ARP where you would play between different notes monophonically, you can do this polyphonic, polyphonically too. So if we add a note to coincide with that first one, you can hear it, which is pretty cool. It's out of sync with the rest of the track now, but there's a sync button. So if we press shift and then sync and set it to 16th, you'll hear what this sounds like. And this gets really cool and a really powerful performance feature if you start changing what this track syncs with. I'll show you what I mean, like this. That's a really interesting thing to me. And let's see if we can change the sound a little. I'm just going to tweak some of the things up here. And not only can we do that, but we can... I'm trying to think, should we do it with this one or maybe a different one? No, let's do it with this one. If I press shift and this button right here, it doesn't have a label, but it's the 5th one from the top, I can set the playback direction to ping pong. That means the playhead will go from over here all the way over there, and when it hits the end, it will go right back. And we will get some interesting rhythmic results. In addition to that, we can change the individual lengths of how long the bar is for each note, which is kind of crazy. But I think this arrangement is a little bit too long, this particular clip. So if I press shift and turn this sideways, I'm just going to delete a whole bunch of notes that we've entered and make this a shorter phrase. And then by pressing shift and a note, I can select that note without playing the sound. And then if I start to, sorry, not that one, this one, you can see how the light changes the length. And if I do that for all of them, this one we can make that a little shorter, and this one can make it a little shorter too. All completely random values. And do we have, yeah, we have stuff here. Make this one really short. And the top one is also... That's why I tried to make it silent, because it sounds like an alarm. If we play this back, let's see what it sounds like. Now it's playing its own thing. It sounds pretty cool, but let's introduce that thing where we mess around with the sync of the LFO. Let's play it back. That's everything. I'm gonna keep playing just because it sounds nice to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your kind comments and questions and likes and shares and whatever it is that you do. I appreciate it a lot. I'm gonna add a little bit of chorus to this whole thing, and then I'm just gonna play it out. Thank you.